Welcome back. So every year, once the regular season is done, we're getting into the playoffs. I will talk about teams that missed the playoffs, and today we're going to talk about San Jose. My plan is to do this with one team per day, working my way up from the bottom of the standings up. The board will not look the same every time, so each team, the board could be very different. This one for San Jose, and we'll be moving on to Chicago with the next one, but that would be tomorrow. So that being said, let us discuss the San Jose Sharks. And this season was as expected. It's another rebuilding year, but a lot of kids joined the lineup. And one thing to keep in mind is that there was slight improvement in their record, but a lot of these kids got invaluable experience. So, we'll look at their last four seasons. 2021, 2022, the best of the four, they finished 32, 37, and 13, 77 points. This was still at a stage where San Jose figured maybe they didn't need to go the full rebuild route. 2022, 2023, they finished 22, 44, and 16 for 60 points. Kind of a disastrous season, but was one that was coming, right? We knew it was coming. And then last year, they finished 19, 54, and 9, so less than 20 wins. 47 points, which is a low point for them. This season, they finished 20, 50, and 12 overall, 52 points. So the progression is there. It's something that I remember when I was a kid and I was watching the Quebec Nordiques when they were bad. And I would see the progression from one year to the next, and my friends would kind of laugh. So they went from 31 points to 46. That's improvement. And I'm like, it's 15 points better. But at any rate, they improved by 5 points this year, did San Jose. And the reason, too, for the optimism in San Jose has to be the play of the kids, starting with Macklin Celebrini. Doesn't matter if he wins the Calder or he doesn't. This guy's a star, and keep that in mind. Lane Hutson, very likely to win the Calder Trophy. But Celebrini had quite the year. 70 games played, 25 goals, 38 assists, 63 points. On a San Jose team that did not score very much, Celebrini was right near a point per game. So as San Jose gets better, I would think Celebrini's numbers get better. Will Smith had himself a very good second half of the season. 74 games played overall, obviously. 18 goals, 27 assists, 45 points. And I think for Smith and Celebrini, that's a duo. We often look back on hockey and talk about great lines. and you know, like the West Coast Express being a big one in Vancouver, that kind of thing. But the way the coaching works now is you have your pairs. You have your guys that are paired together. And it would seem like Celebrini and Smith, that's pairing, and then whoever ends up being that third guy from year to year, that can change, but that pairing stays together. Kovalenko, with San Jose, 29 games, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points. Colin Graff, 33 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points for Graff. Jack Thompson, kind of came out of nowhere on the blue line, didn't play badly. 31 games, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Mahatma Dulin, he had 30 games, 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points. This season, Cam Lund came up late in the season, played 11 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. And Cagnoni may end up being a real steal for them on the blue line. 6 games, just the 2 assists. But we'll get into his AHL totals and the reason why I think Cagnoni may end up being a very good defenseman for the San Jose Sharks. Now, the veterans, and if Eklund qualifies as a veteran, it's because he's on this lineup. But 77 games for Eklund, who's still pretty young. 17 goals, 41 assists, 58 points for Eklund, and it feels like he took a next step this year as well. And Tyler Toffoli joining this team and playing one of his best seasons, I think. 78 games, 30 goals, 24 assists, 54 points. So, much like Celebrini, the fact that Toffoli was able to score that well on a team that didn't bodes well, I think, for the future for the team. Toffoli, very, very likely to be sticking around. Now, we'll come back over to this column here. So, Logan Couture is retired. I have not done the career video yet. It is on the way, though. And Ruda and Georgiev are UFAs. And doesn't look like Georgiev's coming back. I don't know that Ruda will be coming back either. It does free up some money. Now, of course, there are still some upcoming young players. Defenseman Sam Dickinson being the headliner at this point. And, of course, they do have the number 1 odds of winning the draft lottery. And even if they lose the draft lottery, the lowest that they can draft is 3rd. So they're going to draft a very good player. If they win the draft lottery, they're going to draft Schaefer. And if you got Dickinson coming into the lineup, you got Schaefer. Pretty good blue line for the San Jose Sharks. in the near future. Quentin Musty, left winger, and then Philip Bysted as well. So with Musty, there's varying opinions on what his role is going to be at the NHL level, but I would think he'll get a look for them. Now, they also have 2 firsts this year, 2 second-round draft picks, 2 fourth-round draft picks, and then in 2026, so next year, they also have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 fourth-round draft picks. So a little bit extra draft capital there. We'll see if they add more over the summer. Odds are they probably will. The San Jose Sharks, I don't think they'll be trading their own first-round draft pick. And so, yeah, multiple first-round draft picks are good. Now, their projected cap space for 2025-2026 is $43.93 million, according to Puckpedia. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and if general manager Mike Grier decides to be a little bit aggressive in free agency, it'll be interesting to see what he gets. Now, goaltending was an issue for this team after the Blackwood trade. The team wasn't trending that badly. Then they traded Blackwood, and Georgiev, the effort's there, but the numbers do not back up Georgiev returning. 7-19-4 record for Georgiev, 875 save percentage. And because I've seen people talk about, I don't know what happened in the second half of the season. San Jose just fell apart. Goaltending was the big difference. Blackwood was a good goaltender in San Jose as well. Because I've seen some say, well, Blackwood rediscovered his game when he got to Colorado. But the reality is, I think Blackwood was playing perfectly fine in San Jose, it was in San Jose. Then you got Askarov, the goalie of the future, right? 4-6-2 record, 896 save percentage. I think it's his net next year. I do. Romanov, 0-6 with an 877 save percentage. I don't think those numbers are indicative of how well he played. I thought Romanov played all right. I did. I'm not saying starter level or anything, but worthy of maybe a bit of a look next year. We'll see. I would think they add a veteran. I would think a veteran backup comes in. Somebody along the same lines as like what the Canucks got with Lankinen, where, when Demko went down, Lankinen was able to play. Look for a situation where if Askarov ends up having some struggles next year, that they bring somebody in who can spell them. So we'll see how things go. But it is going to be a very interesting 2025-2026 for the San Jose Sharks. Now, in goal scoring, they were last in the league at 2.54 goals scored per game. They were also the worst in the league at keeping the puck out of their net, 3.78 goals against per game played. Their power play, also the numbers shaky at 18.6%. Penalty kill, also not great, 74.2%. That is 27th. So 26th on the power play, 27th on the penalty kill. There's some work to be done here by the San Jose Sharks. So this is the 6th season in a row that they've missed the playoffs. And I think that the patience for this rebuild is probably there for one more year, I would think. And then we'll start to see some more pressure on the team. Now, attendance has dropped off in San Jose, but I don't think that's a big deal because this is the 6th straight season that they're out of the playoffs and the 3rd straight miserable season for the San Jose Sharks. So I would be surprised if attendance numbers were really good in San Jose during that period in time. Now, the coach, Ryan Warsawski, I want to go back to last year. I did say I didn't think David Quinn was the problem and that they'd probably keep him. He was basically fired while I was saying it. So I'm not going to say anything positive or negative about Ryan Warsawski, but the team's record, 52 points and all that, I don't see a need for a change behind the bench. Maybe Grier does. Who knows? I don't think so. That doesn't count as a jinx, right? I'll probably load up my phone and, you got fired. I did it again. The AHL franchise for them, of course, being the San Jose Barracuda. They finished the season 36-27-5-4. They were 6th in the Pacific Division in the playoffs. Cagnoni with the San Jose Barracuda, 64 games, 16 goals, 36 assists, 52 points. Excellent for defensemen. And Bysted, not bad. 50 games, 12 goals, 19 assists, 31 points for Bysted amongst the players playing for the San Jose Barracuda. So the future's bright in San Jose. This summer, I think, will tell us how aggressive the San Jose Sharks are going to be about additions and potential for improvement next year. But for this year, I think it was fine. I think this year was passable as a year where they're in expansion, in rebuild mode. and I do think they'll be better next year. Maybe it's another 10-point improvement next year. I'm not saying it's going to be a fantastic amount of improvement, but we haven't seen what they're going to add this summer. Let me know your thoughts. With all of that cap space this summer, what would you do if you're Mike Grier? Do you use that to maybe add a bad contract? So maybe a team has a contract they want to get rid of. You pick that up and you get a first-round draft pick for being such a nice guy about it, so they can go out and get a coveted free agent, that kind of thing. Would you do that, or would you say, nah, let them go out on the market and get aggressive and see what you can get? Or maybe a mix of both. When you have that much cap space, you might be able to do both. Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.